My name is Maria. I received a message from my husband, who was supposed to be on a business trip, saying he'd be home in 2 hours. I thought he must have gone out of his way to contact me from his trip. At that time, I truly believed so. However, an hour and a half later, another message from my husband. I wonder, he doesn't usually contact me this much. Excitedly, I checked his text. The private spa at the luxury hotel was great, wasn't it? What's this? Luxury hotel? Private spa? I didn't go to such a place. What on earth is he talking about? As I was pondering this, yet another message came through. I will always love you. What's this? Definitely not meant for me. That's for sure. So, a mistress? A lover? Cheating? My mind went blank and I couldn't comprehend. And then, another message from my husband. I'll be home for a bit, but I'll head right over after I change. Wait for me, okay? Despite not contacting me this much, what diligent messaging. What's he doing? Sending messages meant for his affair partner to his wife. Too lost in fantasy, such a mistake. What's going on? Anger welled up inside me, my fingers trembling, almost dropping my smartphone. Mark and I have been married for 7 years. Our child is now in elementary school, and we seem to be managing quite well. We bought our own home, and I've been helping with the household income by working from home. Lately, Mark had been working hard, doing overtime and working on weekends, saying we have a mortgage to pay. That's why I stopped my work to cook him nutritious meals, for his sake. It was all for him. For the sake of easing my husband's hard work for the family. No matter how late he came home, I stayed up waiting for him, and I wouldn't go to bed until he did, and when he was home, I made sure the kids didn't bother him too much. For the family, for my husband. I believed this was what would make me happy. But cheating, really? Now that I think about it, my husband occasionally comes home smelling of perfume. Oh. You smell like perfume. As I sniffed the perfume coming from my husband's coat, he frowned. Seriously? Must have rubbed off on me in the train. I see, must have been someone with strong perfume then. I believed his words and didn't doubt him. But I noticed that his smartphone was locked. Why did you put a lock on your smartphone? Huh? You never used to lock it before, did you? Suddenly, he became angry. That was then. It's my phone, I can do what I want. Don't touch other people's phones without permission. He wasn't the type to get angry over such things, so why now? He must be in a bad mood. Maybe he's tired? That's all I thought. But my husband became easily irritated over small things. Hey, how about we go out for a meal with the family next holiday? I have work that day. Again? Working on a holiday? What, you doubt me? I'm doing all this for you guys. Why do I have to be questioned like this? You have it easy, earning just a little money from home, acting like you're working so hard. I'm out here struggling with all this work. Why are you getting so mad? Shut up. I'm going out. I couldn't understand why he was so irritable. I had read an article about cheating husbands before. It said that husbands who cheat become kinder. Reading other people's comments, it seems that when men cheat, they become kinder. He's become irritable, so he must be tired, or maybe work isn't going well. That's understandable, then. That's how I consoled myself. But my husband, who said he had to work even on holidays, left the house in casual clothes. Moreover, despite claiming he didn't want to go to work, he left humming a tune. Something was off. Alarm bells were ringing in my head. But I had always put a lid on those thoughts, for the sake of peace, to protect our child's smile. And here I was, wondering if he really was cheating? I'll be back soon, he says, but was he actually off with some lover on a trip instead of on a business trip? I haven't gone on a single trip since we got married. We got married, had a kid, and became a family. I've told my husband time and again. Please, don't ever cheat on me. It's something any wife would wish for. Then he'd hug me and say, "I won't cheat. We have kids, and I wouldn't want to ruin our family." Really? Yeah, of course. Making my wife happy is what a man should do. I'd never look at another woman. I trust you. And you should. It'd hurt me too if you didn't. So, I believed him. It never crossed my mind that he would cheat. After work, he'd always call, and we'd talk multiple times a day. But gradually, those calls turned into brief messages, and lately, sometimes he doesn't even call to say he's coming home. When I mentioned it to my mom, she just laughed. Honeymoon phases don't last forever. It made me a bit sad to think that's how families are made. But if it meant a stable life, then maybe it was okay. That's what I thought. But now, to suspect him of cheating? All this time, were all those things he said just to keep me off the scent while he cheated? I couldn't stand it. I decided to reply to his message. "I'll be waiting." Then, silence. No reply from him. Cheating confirmed. I won't let this end as is. After all the freedom he's taken, he's going to pay. Even after 10 minutes, no reply from him. I kept staring at my phone, then decided to press further. "Seems like you mistook me for your lover." Instantly, a reply came. "What are you talking about? If there's no one else, how could I mistake you?" "Oh, really? Because all this seems pretty mistaken to me. What's gotten into you? Are you confusing things? Saying I've always loved you out of the blue when I've seen nothing like it recently. That was just me trying to express my love properly for once." "Oh, thank you. So, what about this exclusive spa at a luxury hotel? Did I write that? Why don't you read it again? It's clearly written. Must have been a typo. You know, those things happen. What kind of typo leads to that, I wonder?" "Doesn't matter. It was just something I looked up thinking of going with you." "Oh, so you wanted to go to an exclusive spa at a luxury hotel with me?" "No, I just looked it up, but didn't find any good place in the end." "I see, that's too bad." "So, you understand I didn't mistakenly send anything, right?" "Then what's this 'I'll be home but then heading out again, wait for me'? What home are you talking about? You have another place to return to?" A moment of silence. He's probably thinking up some lame excuse. Still no reply. "Hey, where's this home you're talking about?" "I was dreaming." Huh? That's the best he could come up with after all that thinking? Dreaming? Yeah, that's right. I was dreaming. That's why I wrote such nonsensical stuff. Oh. I see. Yeah, that's right. You're trying to laugh it off, aren't you? "No, I really was just half asleep." Right. Things like that happen. "Yeah, they do, right?" "What do you think I am?" "There's no way that's true. Who would believe such a thing?" "No way, I'm telling the truth." Really? So, when you said you were gonna head back home and then go out again, if it was all just a dream, you mean that part was wrong too, right? Once you get back, you won't be going out again, will you? You're supposed to be tired from your business trip, so you wouldn't go out again, would you? "Of course I won't." Oh. So you are coming back home? After that, there was no more contact from my husband. Moreover, he didn't come back home at the expected time. What? Not only is he not going out, but he's not coming back at all? How much more are you gonna mock me? As I waited irritably for his contact, my husband finally got in touch. "Something came up at work suddenly, so I won't be able to come home today." "So, that's your strategy. You figured it'd turn into a battleground if you came back, so you decided to run away. Well, if that's how you want to play it, I won't lose either." As the start of my revenge on my husband, I sent him one stamp with "good job" written on it. The stamp featured a little demon riding around in a tank. For a week after that, my husband returned home as usual, acting as if nothing had happened. There was hardly any conversation between us as a couple, creating a sort of Cold War atmosphere in front of our child. Our little daughter, unaware of her parents' chilly atmosphere, happily ate her meals and went to school. However, on a holiday, after sending my daughter to my parents' house and claiming to work on a holiday, I waited for my husband, who ran off to his mistress. Then, as usual, he came back home around midnight. He probably thought that because there was no storm this week, I believed his lame excuses. I'm home. It was tough out there today, busy as ever. Despite saying he was busy, my husband returned looking quite pleased with himself, showing no signs of fatigue. Seeing him like that, I screamed in my heart. Let the counterattack begin. Was your date with Sophia fun? His hand, which was removing his coat, stopped. What? You were on a date, right? You look so refreshed. What are you talking about? That makes no sense at all. Oh, you call her Sophia, don't you? Your mistress. Don't say such stupid things. There's no way I have a mistress. Is this some kind of delusion of yours? His face went pale. Instead of him, I took the coat hanger in hand, accepted his coat, and while hanging it up, I gently stroked the collar's underside and showed him the small microphone I found. Microphones these days are really high-tech, aren't they? So small, and yet they can record everything. You planted that thing? Yes, because you mistook your mistress for me and sent those messages. I just had to know. This must be filled with your entire day's activities, right? Where you went with Sophia, what you ate, what you did. Maybe it even caught some voices that are too embarrassing to listen to? There's no way I would do such a thing. You must be misunderstanding something. Oh, whether it's a misunderstanding or not, listening to this will tell, right? There's no need to listen to that. Don't you trust me? People who've done wrong always get defensive like that, don't they? Saying they're not at fault. I haven't done anything wrong. I've been working for the family. What a thing to say to a husband who's just working hard for his family. Spouses are supposed to trust each other. Trust? How can you ask for trust when you do untrustworthy things? After receiving that kind of message, asking for trust is absurd. That was just mixing up dreams with reality. You agreed to that, didn't you? If that were true, you wouldn't get mad about the microphone, right? If you have nothing to hide, that is. Well, but still, that's not right. I've been working hard for the family. So have I. You think because I work from home, I have it easy. But I work, take care of the house, and look after the children without any breaks. And you? You're off having a good time with your mistress. Do you really think that's acceptable? I've told you, there's no mistress. How many times do I have to say it? Is that so? Well, then listening to this microphone recording shouldn't be a problem, right? Huh? Because you've been working hard for the family, right? And since there's no mistress, there's no problem listening to it, right? No problem. Great, let's listen to it together. All right, hand it over, I'll download it to the computer. Instead of heading to the computer, my husband snatched the microphone from my hand and dashed to the corner of the room where the aquarium with tropical fish was placed. In a flash, he dropped the microphone into the tank. What are you doing? Too bad, I really wanted us to listen to it together, but now that it's fallen into the water, we can't listen to it anymore. Really, it's such a shame, he said with a mischievous grin. To go to such lengths to prevent it, admirable even for an adversary. It only fuels my anger more, but still, he went through with it, which is praiseworthy. But this doesn't mean the evidence is gone. After all, I have bigger evidence in my possession. By doing that, you're practically admitting to the affair. What? You did it because you have something to hide, right? To do such a thing without thinking, how foolish. What are you saying? I'm not having an affair. That was just disposing of something unnecessary. You're the one who's too suspicious. Oh, is that so? I reached for the drawer to pull out my next piece of evidence. A large envelope printed with the name of a detective agency. Do you know what this is? What's that? This, my dear, is a report from a certain detective agency where I requested an investigation into your conduct. It thoroughly documents your affair with a woman. This makes it clear that your companion is Sophia.
You went that far. Why?
Why, you ask? It's obvious. You keep insisting you're not having an affair and refuse to apologize. To discipline you, evidence was necessary. Even for a divorce, you need evidence to claim alimony.
Divorce?
Yes. I've always valued our family. I've been trying to protect this family and our daughter's smile. But you didn't care about any of that, did you? Saying this, I pulled several photos from the envelope. The photos showed my husband and Sophia looking cozy together. Can I really continue a married life with someone like that? That's the biggest issue.
Things with her will end eventually.
So, you finally admit it. But really, will it end? You want to keep her in this life, don't you? After all, we have a daughter. But I can't stay with someone who thinks nothing of breaking a family. You wouldn't even take your family on vacation, but you go to a luxury hotel and private spa with her. I didn't even want to hear such a joke.
If you want to go to a spa that badly, I'll take you next time.
What? That condescending offer? I don't need you to take me, I can go with my daughter myself. I wanted to go with a husband who loves his child and loves me. You currently have no appeal to me. So let's end this.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I don't want to be with someone who's betrayed me.
You're prepared for this?
Yes, I've been made to prepare.
I see.
Thank you for understanding. Now, please sign this.
Divorce papers. You had this prepared?
If we're planning to separate, of course I'd have divorce papers ready. He stared at the divorce papers for a moment, then picked up a pen and started writing his name smoothly. After finishing, he tossed it onto the table. Well, fine. Even if we divorce, I have Sophia. I was thinking of remarrying her eventually anyway. So, it's not a big deal. That's good for you then. Now, please pay the alimony and child support.
I get child support, but alimony?
You need to pay them, especially child support. I wouldn't want to leave my child with your new partner.
All right. Fine. We'll talk about this more calmly later.
Sure, if we can't come to an agreement, I'll have to consult a lawyer. You don't have the money for a lawyer, do you? Well, we'll see about that. I've been working too, you know, on that home-based job you looked down on. Actually, my income far exceeds my husband's. That's why I had no hesitation about divorcing. If I were left without income after being dumped by my husband, I would have surely felt anxious about how to live on. Being able to separate without such fears might be a blessing for a divorcing woman. Now, please leave.
I'm leaving.
I'm going to Sophia's place. By all means, if you can get there. My husband left the house with a huff. But I knew what awaited him. That night, just as I was about to pick up our daughter, sure enough, my estranged husband Mark showed up.
Maria, let me in.
The doorbell rang, and when I checked the monitor, there was Mark. Oh, Mark, what's up? Did you forget something?
Can you let me in?
I cannot.
Please, let me in.
Why should I? You went to Sophia's place, right? You said you were going to live together.
That's the thing. When I got to Sophia's place, she said she didn't want to live together.
Oh dear, what happened?
Look, I'll explain everything. Just open the door.
Even if we're divorced, you're a man, and I'm a woman. A woman living alone can't just let a man in.
Don't say that. I've got nowhere else to go. You're going to leave me out in the cold?
You signed the divorce papers. They've already proceeded with a lawyer.
I get that, but
go to some other woman's place.
Don't be like that. I've got nowhere else to go.
It was such a pitiful situation. Reluctantly, I opened the door but had no intention of letting him inside, so I decided to listen to what Mark had to say right there.
Can't we live together in this house?
Huh? Without any explanation, you expect me to agree to that? I'm single now.
That's too cold. We were husband and wife.
In heart, we've been strangers for a long time. And you are the one who had an affair, so why should I help you? You should live with her.
She says it's too soon to live together.
Oh, why's that?
I don't know. Despite all our love, she says living together is a different matter.
I see.
What do you mean?
Well, she has another man, doesn't she?
No, that's not possible. There's no way.
Oh dear, you didn't read the report thoroughly. The detective's investigation included her as well. It said she has other men besides you.
No, that can't be true.
If you think it's a lie, that's fine. Mark's face turned pale. Shocked.
I can't believe someone so innocent would do such a thing.
Well, maybe she just pretended to be innocent? Wordlessly, Mark dashed out of the house. I locked the door securely after him, chuckling. Mark supposedly ran straight to Sophia's place and started banging on the door. Too impatient to wait for her to open it, he barged in.
What are you doing?
What's this?
What do you mean?
You have another man?
Why are you suddenly here and yelling?
I was never allowed in this room before. Why is this man allowed in? Because he's the one I truly care about. The one? Then what am I? Look, it's hard being accused by a married man. You've always seen me as just a fling, right? Why should I be blamed now? But I divorced for you. I never asked you to. You've always treated me as just a mistress. Now you want exclusivity, that's just unreasonable.
No, I was serious.
How could someone who was serious keep quiet to their wife? You desperately hid it from her because it was just a fling, right? Did you think I wouldn't realize that?
There's such a thing as timing, you know.
Such a hassle. I hate this kind of trouble.
Hassle? I thought Sophia was more innocent, someone who only thought of me.
Do you really believe such people exist in this world? Are you stupid? That's just your fantasy. I'm going to have a lovely time with my boyfriend, so please leave.
I thought I was the boyfriend.
No, you're not. We're done. I was getting tired of you anyway, perfect timing. With that, she pushed Mark out and closed the door. What a mess. If it was going to end, you should have said before the divorce. Unable to hide his shock, Mark called me.
Maria!
Oh, Mark.
Where are you now?
At my parents' house.
I've got nowhere to go.
Oh, why is that? What about your girlfriend?
We broke up.
You found out she had another man?
Yeah, she told me I was just a fling.
Well, tough break.
I've broken up with her.
I heard you for the first time.
So, let's start over.
Excuse me? Save your sleep talk for when you're actually asleep.
It's not sleep talk. I've woken up.
Sounds like sleep talk to me.
Please, let's give it another try. I won't betray you this time.
We're not starting over. We're divorced, it's over.
Divorce is just a process, isn't it? That means we can start anew from here. Let's get remarried.
I don't understand your logic. Divorcing means I wanted to part ways. Why would I take back someone I decided was wrong for me? Do you think I'm some kind of goddess?
Yes, exactly, you are a goddess to me. The only goddess.
Well, you betrayed your goddess, so there's nothing that can be done.
I've managed to come this far because of me. Why won't you consider remarrying me?
Bold of you to say after having an affair. Unbelievable. I never thought it was all thanks to you. It was all my own effort. How can you be so cold? Thanks to you making me suffer, I've become stronger. I see. If that's how it is, fine. I'll sell the house. That's quite the sudden change in direction. We're divorced, so there has to be a division of property. It's better to turn the house into money rather than keeping it as is. I suppose you're right. And you'll give me half of whatever you get from selling it? Yes, I'll give you half of what it sells for. But you'll also lose the house. This will show you what it was like to have me around. Sure. Eventually, my husband put the house up for sale. I immediately bought the house we had lived in for 7 years, and I got half of the amount Mark received from the sale. However, Mark was thrilled that I had lost my place to live and called me, gloating. How does it feel to have nowhere to live? Now you see how important I was, right? Think again. I've already secured a place to live.
Where?
In the house we lived in for 7 years. There's no place like home.
How? You didn't have the money.
Too bad for you. I've been earning far more than you with my home-based job, so buying this house was no problem at all.
So, you're saying you used the divorce settlement and your income after the marriage to buy the house?
Nope, wrong again. The money I used to buy this house was from savings I had before we got married.
You had that kind of money? Then that should have been included in the property division.
Wrong once more. Pre-marriage savings don't need to be divided. You really should have studied up. That's ridiculous. Mark couldn't hide his shock and hung up. Having lost his living space, Mark boasted, I have a job, so I can manage a slightly expensive place, and rented a condo. After a while, I demanded child support from Mark. Thanks to the additional income from child support, I was able to provide a proper education for our daughter. However, Mark was then demanded a severance payment by his mistress.
Why do I have to pay a severance payment?
Surprised, Mark immediately contacted the mistress, who boldly stated, after all the fun we've had, it's only natural I demand compensation for breaking up. Pay up. Refusing to pay led the mistress to storm into his workplace. She tearfully protested to Mark's direct supervisor, Mark toyed with me. Such behavior was not tolerated, resulting in Mark's demotion and a significant cut in his salary. Eventually, he couldn't afford the rent and had to move from his condo to a shabby flat, downgrading his living situation drastically. Despite this, life didn't get any easier for him, as he had to juggle his day job with a night job. As for me, my home-based work was thriving. And the two of us were living comfortably. I've never regretted parting ways with him, not even once.